In Spain, light is brilliant. It defines form in a very particular way. It dances on the water. Sorolla wanted to be the great painter of Spain, of Spanish life. He was gifted with extraordinary technique, and he soon directed himself to capturing the way light plays on Spanish water, and he quickly became a master of it.
There's certainly something extraordinary about Sorolla's work. Whether it is his sun-drenched depictions of Spanish life, or genre paintings and landscapes for which he received most recognition, his work is mesmerizing. Dappled sunlight spotlights both water and his models' faces, while his darker earlier portraits of his family and patrons also reflect his mastery.
Sorolla, I think, is the great missing link between Goya, dying in the early part of the century, and Picasso emerging in the early years of the 20th century. We don't know, outside of Spain, we don't know that tradition, those 75 or 100 years of Spanish art. But Sorolla is the great figure of those years, the modern Spanish master.
Born in 1863, Sorolla trained in Valencia, which now has a street named after him, before studying in Madrid and Rome. During his lifetime, he earned huge acclaim for the way he tackled social subjects. Thereafter, he returned to Impressionism, exhibited in Paris in 1906 in the United States, becoming quite wealthy. In this picture, his wife Clotilde is playing with what was at the time a state-of-the-art camera. Sorolla was the leading Spanish painter of his day, loved and revered at a time when Picasso was still struggling to make his name. But now his name has been all but eclipsed. Christopher Riopel feels sure this exhibition will change that.
I think there are two things that people will connect with. One is the sheer technical skill. We're very interested, again, I think, in technique, in an artist's or anyone's ability to really do something uniquely well. It fascinates us. And in painting, he was hugely gifted. He really could make paint do whatever he wanted it to do. So that will be interesting. I think the second thing of great interest is the ambition that lies behind so much of his work. Here was someone who really thought on a big scale, realized how big pictures could have real impact, and how he could use this extraordinary technique to make hugely convincing pictures on a big scale.
Sorolla's name has faded from much of the public's consciousness since his death, but during his lifetime he was a huge celebrity in his native Spain. This is the first exhibition in the UK dedicated to him since 1908, and now more than a century later, the 60 paintings on show in the National Gallery are reaffirming his position as perhaps the greatest ever painter of light. Miranda Atty, TRT World, London.